Hello, welcome back to our little fishing videos, and today's video is a little bit of an educational video. Okay, it's make your own rigs, but it's not carp rigs this time. It's going to be pike rigs, and I've devised these myself actually for our fishing in Delquin after pike, trolling with dead baits, and I'm going to show you. If you ever do go trolling, or you want to make these rigs yourself, you can do. And the first rig I've made is well, it's the one we use normally actually. If I can find it. Should have got these up before, shouldn't I? This is the bog standard basic rig that I'm using for the big dead baits, and the reason that I use ones like this will become more apparent very shortly. Okay, this is the rig we use for trolling. As you can see, there are 3 treble hooks on there. Okay, there's 2 size 4, 1, 2. I think that's a size 6 or an 8. That's just for holding the fish on. Okay, right. This is a 20-pound plastic coated wire trace. Yep, and at the end you've got, well, it's just a swivel really. It doesn't really matter what size you use, but that's the size, I think it's a size 4, size 8, can't remember. Okay, as you can see there, the end hook is crimped on, if you can see it. I should have a bit of paper really, shouldn't I? Then you can see that, but I'll put this up. You might see the white behind the white there. That's crimped on. I'll show you how to do this later. And these are just from. But that's the basic rig that we use. Okay, the next one I've made is it's a little bit more fandangled. It's the same sort of thing. Yep. It's a treble hook. 3 treble hooks, as you can see, 3 treble hooks. That one is crimped on as per the norm, which I'll show you. A bit of shrink tube. There we go. But this one, as we're trolling, as you can see there, I put some beads on. These beads are they're luminous. They glow in the dark, and these are just normal plastic beads. And if you can see there, I've just got a little spinner blade, and if I can get this going, as it trolls through the water, you know, the spinner blade just spins in the water. You know, it flashes when the sun hits it. You know, and it just the added extra attraction for the pike. Yep. So that's the next one I'm going to show you how to make. And the third one I've made is here. So they're all for trolling with dead baits, big dead baits, you know, your herring or your mackerel. Same again, but this one's got 2 treble hooks, and the third hook is a big single hook. I bought these for mackerel fishing actually, but now I've devised them to use for pike fishing. I mean, that goes straight through the lip of the dead bait, and these 2 sit in the side of the fish. These are the ones that are going to hook the pike when we catch one, and they're very sharp, those bloody hooks. Good quality hooks, need good quality hooks. And this one's a bit long. As you can see, this is really long. If I go from side to side, this is how long this one is. But I've made that a bit longer for the fact that, you know, we're just dumping it over the side of the boat basically. We're not casting that out, so you know, you can make it as long as you want really. But I've just made it that long because, I mean, if you try to cast that from a rod, I mean, that's going to be on the floor behind you with the float and stuff when you're trying to cast. Okay, I'll be back in 2 seconds and show you the stuff you need to make one. Okay? Right, now what we're going to do, we're going to show you the things you need to make your wire traces. I mean, this stuff, I mean, you can use for normal, like float fishing for pike. But there's one thing you must know if you're new to pike fishing. Your trace, your actual trace, with the trace meaning the piece of line or whatever that your hooks are attached to. They must be wire, for the simple reason pike have teeth that you'll probably all know. And they will cut through it if it's just line. Yeah, so you must have a wire trace. It must be made of wire. And the first thing I want to show you is the different wires you can get. There's actually loads on the market, but it is just a little selection. Okay. First one is Berkeley. It's nylon coated wire, as you can see, and that's £20, so it's like 9.1 kilos breaking strength, and it's 30 foot. You can see this is bought in England. It's American, so it's in pounds and feet. So basically that's 9.1 pound, and 30 feet, that's 10 meters in Swedish measurements. Great stuff. You can get it in different strengths. You know, 20, 30 pound, but you know, 20 pound will do for your basic carp fishing, pike fishing even. There's another one, Berkeley again. This one's 30 pound. So 30 pound, you know, you're looking at, you know, maybe 13 and a half kilo breaking strength. Yeah, plastic coated again, black. 29 krona for 10 meters. So £3 for 10 meters. Can't go wrong there. Good stuff. Another one I've got here is the one I'm using today. Is mustard. It's same again. It's coated, plastic coated wire. 10 meters. And it's 10 kilos. As you can see, this one's bought in Sweden, so you know it's meters and kilos, and not pounds and feet. Same stuff, basically. Good stuff. 39 krona. You know, £3 put it in English. But in the back, as you can see in the little packet there, you get some crimps to go with it. If you can see in there, I've used some of them, but you get enough crimps to make a few traces. So you know, you get a pretty good deal there. Speaking of crimps, right, the different crimps. These are the ones I'm using at the moment. These crimps. One thing you do when you buy the crimps though, make sure that your wire trace will fit through twice. When I mean twice, I mean like this. You know, you can put it on like that. And I'll just hold this up so you can see. I know it's a bit silly, but I'll hold this paper up so you can see what I mean by fit through twice. On there. And back through. That's a bit crimped at the end. I'll just trim that off. And funnily enough, that doesn't fit. So you know why that doesn't fit? Well, that's a perfect example, because that is £30. That is £30 trace. And the camera woman's laughing at me now because of the But if I do it with £20 trace, you can see exactly what I mean.
Yeah, make sure it fits.
Yeah, make sure. That was a perfect example, actually. I'll put this in my mouth again so you can see. Oh. One. Two. You see? So it fits twice like that. And as you saw with the other clusterfuck, with the £30 trace, it didn't fit through them crimps. So make sure you buy the right crimps. Okay. Right, what else you need to make these rigs? Is hooks, of course. Okay, buy yourself some hooks. Some good quality hooks. Don't go buying shit, because you know, you get what you pay for, basically. If you lose a fish, you think, oh my god, it's because the hooks were crap. You know, I might as well spend another extra 20 kroner and got some good hooks. So buy yourself some hooks, different sizes, 10s, 8s, 4s and 6s I use. That's the biggest ones I use for pike fishing. Yeah, the 10s and the 8s are more for the float fishing with live baits and dead baits. For the trawling I use 6s and 4s. Okay, and here's the 8s. some use. And these are camera sand, and if you notice, these are fly hooks. It says on the box here, I've got two sizes. The fly hooks, they're for salmon tube fly trebles. Well, they're excellent for pike, and I like using these. Okay, what else you need? You need some beads. A selection of beads. I've got some fluorescent ones and a